In the game of golf, there is a very specific unspoken rule. You are supposed to want to be liked. You're supposed to tip your cap, smile for the cameras, and fit into the polite, quiet traditions of the country club. But Patrick Reed never cared about your traditions. He is perhaps the most polarizing athlete to ever pick up a putter. To some, he is Captain America, the fiery warrior who lived to destroy European dreams in the Ryder Cup. To others, he is the sport's ultimate villain, a man followed by a trail of rule room controversies and legal battles. But as we stand here in April 2026, with the dust finally settling on the great golf schism, one truth remains. Patrick Reed doesn't need your applause to win. He only needs an opponent. This is the story of a man who built a career on a me against the world mentality. And what happens when the world finally fights back? The mystery of Patrick Reed didn't start on the PGA Tour. It started in the locker rooms of college golf. In 2008, Reed was a superstar recruit at the University of Georgia. Within a year, he was gone. The rumors were whispered in clubhouses for years. Allegations of cheating in qualifying rounds, of taking a teammate's equipment, of a personality that simply didn't mesh with the team concept. Reed has always denied the darker rumors, but the friction followed him to Augusta State. He was a nomad in his own sport. But here is the thing about Patrick Reed. Friction makes him better. While his teammates reportedly rooted against him, Reed went 6-0 in match play to lead Augusta State to back-to-back national championships. He learned early on that he didn't need friends to be a champion. He just needed to be better than the guy standing across from him. When Reed turned pro in 2011, he had no status, no invites, no safety net. He had to Monday qualify, which is basically the Hunger Games of golf. You show up, you shoot 65, or you go home broke. He did it 6 times in 1 year. It's a feat of mental toughness that most pros couldn't imagine. By 2013, he was a winner on tour, taking down the golden boy Jordan Spieth in a playoff. But it was what he said a year later at Doral that truly set the stage for the next decade. After winning a World Golf Championship, a 23-year-old Patrick Reed looked into a camera and told the world he was a top 5 player in the world. The media laughed. The veterans rolled their eyes. But Patrick Reed wasn't joking. He was giving us a warning. If you want to see Patrick Reed in his purest form, look at Hazeltine in 2016. This is the Captain America era. In a singles match against Rory McIlroy, Reed became a human lightning bolt. Rory would make a 50-foot putt and scream. Reed would follow it on top of him and shush the European crowd. It was the most electric golf ever played, and for a brief moment, the controversies didn't matter. He was the hero we needed because he was the only one willing to be the bad guy for the sake of the flag. He thrived in the hostility. The more the crowd turned against him, the more birdies he made. In 2018, the outsider finally conquered the ultimate inside track, Augusta National. He spent the entire week fending off the most popular players in the game, Rory, Jordan, Ricky Fowler. The gallery was pulling for anyone but Reed. But he put on a clinical display of short game magic. When he slipped on that green jacket, he had reached the summit. But even then, the narrative wasn't about his skill. It was about the fact that his own parents and sister, who lived just miles from the course, weren't invited to share the moment. The lone wolf had reached the top, but he was more alone than ever. Then, the drama began to outpace the trophies. In December 2019, cameras caught Reed twice improving his lie in a waste area in the Bahamas. He claimed the camera angle made it look worse than it was, but the golf world wasn't buying it. The C word, cheating, began to be thrown around by analysts and fans alike. From the shoveling incident to the embedded ball controversy at Torrey Pines, Reed became a lightning rod. Every time he moved a blade of grass, it was a national news story. He responded not by apologizing, but by filing multimillion-dollar defamation lawsuits against commentators like Brandel Chambly. He wasn't just fighting the players anymore. He was suing the sport itself. By 2022, the tension reached a breaking point. Reed jumped to LIV Golf. On the surface, it was a massive payday. But it cost him almost everything he had spent a decade building. He was suspended from the PGA Tour. He lost his access to the regular events where Captain America was born. His world ranking, the metric he used to justify his top 5 claim, began to evaporate because LIV didn't receive points. Then came the physical toll. A terrifying bout of double pneumonia in 2021 had already weakened him, and for the first time, the lone wolf looked tired. He was playing in front of smaller crowds, shielded from the PGA Tour's polite society, but also removed from the competitive fire that fueled him. But you can never truly count out a man who doesn't care if you like him. As we sit here in April 2026, Patrick Reed is still doing what he does best: surviving. 2 weeks ago, he walked back onto the grounds of Augusta National and put on a clinic, finishing T12. While other stars from his era have faded into the background, Reed's game remains sharp. He is currently a free agent in the LIV League, looking for a new team home, but his results on the international stage in Dubai and Qatar earlier this year prove the skill hasn't gone anywhere. He is still the same man he was at Augusta State, the one who thrives when the room is cold. Patrick Reed is the mirror that golf doesn't want to look into. He reminds us that you don't have to be a gentleman to be a champion. You don't have to follow the rules of popularity to reach the Hall of Fame. He is a reminder that sports, at their core, aren't about being loved. They are about being better than the person next to you. He may never be the hero of the story. He may always be the villain in the visor. But in a world of manufactured smiles and PR-trained answers, Patrick Reed is exactly who he says he is. And whether you love him or hate him, you can't stop watching. Because deep down, we all want to know, what does the lone wolf do when he's finally cornered? He wins. Thanks for watching.